Welcome to episode 20 of the Moms That Read podcast. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Katarina.
And I'm McKenzie. And today we're going to deep dive into Metal Slinger.
I loved it.
I did too.
It's good.
There's Katarina.
It was my
Katarina's like,
favorite.
Well, before we get into it, let's do recent reads.
oh, yeah. Okay.
I just read Into the Tide by Laura Pavlov, which we got sent Simply Mine. I read it. Then I read Only Mine. Did I get you to read it, or did you read it first?
No, you told me to read it, and then I immediately jumped into
Yeah.
Only Mine, and I was like, you have to read that.
Okay, so the two that get married and or get engaged in Only Mine, Into the Tide, you get to see them like get married, and it's so fun because this is a completely different series. It was book one in the next series.
Yeah.
But it was fun because they brought back characters from the
Yeah.
past series, which I love when they do that. So it's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Isn't it also the cousin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was in the epilogue of Only Mine, and I was like, oh, this is going to be so good.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I just read This Vicious Dream by Stacey Stark, which was her new release that came out on 13th of May. And we got that as the advanced reader copy. So it was really good. If you've read Kingdom of Lies, it is a side character, Medenia, and her story. In the same world, you can read it separately, but I personally enjoyed it more because I read Kingdom of Lies. And like I knew all the characters and I knew the world because there's a lot of world building in the Kingdom of Lies series. So it was really good.
Nice. I am reading Silver Elite. I'm like halfway through.
Which is very
blowing up right now.
controversial
It
on
is.
TikTok.
Wait,
right
is it
now.
really?
Yes.
It's so controversial.
Well, first of all,
I'm not on that
first
side.
off, they think it's a pen name of a very famous author.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
SJM is floating around there.
Shut up.
People think it might be her because she thought people would be ticked if they find out she wrote something else and not didn't.
Best believe
Who did
she
you
did
say
that.
you thought it was like?
I had this was totally just me. J.K. Rowling, because she's so canceled right now that she would have to write under a different name.
Okay, I'm on the wrong side of TikTok. Why is J.K. Rowling canceled? Wait.
We'll talk about this off the podcast.
Okay.
So could it be her because she wanted to keep writing, but people wouldn't buy her books? And Colleen Hoover was also floated because she was also canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
But
I don't
Okay,
know.
so
Apparently
who
it's
was
a pen
listed as
name.
the author?
Danny Francis.
which is interesting because this is supposedly her first book. There was no social media account until this book came out like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
And
that's
it was
a pen name.
insanely
Yes.
popular.
Okay.
And so everyone's
from
like,
the
this,
get.
yes. And so they've been throwing this book out here of this random author.
Well, and also, who gets their first book put in Book of the Month?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of like weird
If I
stuff.
found out that it's SJM, I'm going to be
I don't
mad.
feel like
Damn, I
don't
need
feel like the writing
Asriel.
style's the same.
I need
No.
Asriel.
But basically,
But
it's
like her writings between Akatar and
different.
Throne of Glass are so different.
That's true too. This is basically it follows a girl who lives in this like dystopian society where she has psychic powers. It's almost like Powerless but opposite. She has psychic powers and the government's killing people that has that.
Okay.
Because she can go into your mind and force you to do things. And obviously the government doesn't want that.
Obviously.
But without giving too much away, she something happens and she ends up in this like academy for people who are against what she is, and she basically has to like train up to be one of them, killing people of her own type.
Apparently, it was marketed as Katniss for adults.
I don't see that.
Oh,
It
really?
almost
Everybody-
seems like the flip of Powerless.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
like instead of she is a psychic,
Right.
and she's being killed by or
I'm curious to see what your thoughts are at the end of this because I've sent you a couple of reviews that are like very mixed.
Have you read it? Okay.
I got it in my Book of the Month and then
Right.
gave it to her to read.
I don't know.
That's
I
crazy.
really like it so far.
So this person's face has not been put out there yet?
No, like
Nothing.
on
Her
their
social media is
medias.
just the book.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a pen name. I just don't know who.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
We needed this in the book
People
world.
also think it could be like a guy who doesn't think that he would be
Right.
marketed to the book talk community.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. I'm curious
Very
to see if it
interesting.
ever comes out because they
Oh.
are guarding this like with their life.
And it's going to be a trilogy. So I would think if it
Oh,
does
is it?
come
It'll be
out,
after.
it would be after that.
For sure.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So
That's crazy.
it'll be really interesting. Yeah. So it's a good one. I like it so far.
So Metal Slinger. Yeah.
Would y'all like rate it?
I read it 5 stars.
I was going to be 4 and then the plot twist. And so I was like, no, 5. Like that got me. She got me real good.
I did 4 because I was bored in the middle, and I kind of like halfway figured out the twist.
What
don't know
part did you
how.
figure out? Okay, don't listen to this if you haven't read the book yet. So obviously,
Spoiler alert.
what parts did you guess?
I didn't like Acker at all,
Okay,
and so I knew something was
loved
off.
Acker.
No, there was something just. I don't know, something about him. I don't know what it was. I didn't trust him from the beginning. And so I was like, there's something off with him. I don't think he is who she's going to end up with. I didn't figure out that Kai was not as bad, I guess, supposedly.
That's still out. The jury's still out on that.
Yeah.
I don't think Acker was the bad one. I think Bryn. What are we going to call her? Bryn or
Bryn.
Jovi?
I'd say Bryn.
oh,
I called her Jovi.
Jovi.
Yeah.
I thought it
'Cause
was
it's her real
interesting
name.
that like Bryn was not used. And see, I kind of thought early on, I was like, why are they not saying her name a lot? And then when he came in and said, well, your name is Jovi, and I was like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
See, my thing is, Jovi is the one that shouldn't have been trusted the whole time.
Absolutely.
She's playing both sides.
Absolutely.
Not Acker. Acker thought that she was like this helpless little lost cause stuck on the island, exiled, and tried
Well,
to save
yeah.
her.
And she even talks about how there were things that like she didn't want Kai to know about the things that she had already been planning. Like
Right.
she was withholding things from both of them.
Yeah.
And Kai the whole time making it look like Kai was in on this whole rebellion. And I don't know her end game.
I don't either.
And I think that's the part
curious.
that's getting me.
What I think confuses me, though, is Bo. Because Bo is 100% on Jovi Bryn.
I got this.
Her side?
I know the answer to that.
Go for it.
What?
Literally, when I was looking stuff up, and I was like, obviously, I should have seen this. But you know, when they went to the library a lot, Bo's mom can see the future.
Right.
Bo's mom knew what was going to happen. She knew
Oh.
that Jovi was going to turn on Acker.
So you think she told Bo, like, stay on her side?
Well, I think she told both of them what was going to happen.
Okay, but
But they had different opinions. Like, Acker and Bo were on totally different sides of the argument.
Exactly, because Bo knew what was going on with Jovi the whole time. Her mom told her. She knows what's coming, and she knew that Jovi was going to betray Acker, so she probably told Bo. So
Was
Bo
she
knew what was happening
betraying?
the whole time.
the thing that's like, she was wanting to kill the king. So why did she plan this whole relationship with Acker? Like, or was that just something that happened because
I think it was something
did
that
she
happened.
know that that was her match? Did she
I don't
know
think
that
she
Acker was her
knew that
match?
that was her match. I think she knew at the end, but I don't think she knew at the beginning.
Are they
Did
actually
she-
matched, though?
Yeah,
He took that whole blood oath and everything, and you can't lie when you take a blood oath.
yeah.
So they're matched despite the fact that she betrayed him.
Yes.
Yes.
/ he betrayed her.
Because the
He didn't betray
because
her.
he
You don't think so?
even
No,
no, I
I
don't think
100% took
Acker
it
is
that
the
way.
bad guy.
no, he's not the bad guy. I 100% fully believe
her.
in the last scene,
Yeah.
he was under his dad's influence. His dad was influencing
Acker's?
him. Yeah, I think Acker was being influenced by his dad.
Because his
They were-
dad's his abilities
Yes,
are
his
not
abilities.
clear. Because in the book it said it was fire,
And
but
Bryn
that is
was
not what
talking
people
about how
see.
it's more than that, and Acker was like, "No, it's not.
I
I
agree
know
with
that." And she was like, "Yes, it is. This book says that it is more than that." I don't
Yeah.
remember what exactly it was more, but he can influence feelings, and that's why there was a part I wrote down where Bo was talking. I don't even remember where it was. Oh, Acker was being influenced by his dad because of the black aura. Because if you look it up, Bo was saying that in that moment his aura was black, and typically having his aura was black, and typically having a black aura means your natural aura is being stifled. A black aura consumes your natural aura and suppresses it, making it easier to feel hopeless and trapped. So I think 100% he was being influenced by his dad in that moment.
Interesting.
And I don't think Acker was the bad guy at all.
I don't
It was
either.
100% Jeff.
I actually
love
hated
her.
her in the end because of that. I was like, there ain't no way that they just made Acker. That broke my heart. But I
I
also
think they had to though, like for the story.
But now I'm trying to think. Okay, so when she called her dagger and her mother was there, what was the purpose of that scene?
I don't know.
I need to know what her end game is. Like, what is she trying to do? Because we have no idea. Not a clue what the
I saw
plan
also
is.
on one thing, they were like, Jovi's song is 100% Billie Eilish bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
Yes.
Duh.
Well, I thought it was interesting that when Acker mentioned the only other light wielder, that how she was evil and she betrayed her lover, I said, this is way too just, I'm going to slide this information in here for it to not be purposeful.
Right. And I definitely think she probably was using Acker in the beginning so she could get to the land to get her powers.
Yes.
Yeah, that does make sense. So do you think she ends up with Kai or Acker?
Well, also, I don't know. I really don't. Because
I don't
honestly think that Kai was still influencing her, even though she knew. Like,
Yeah.
Do you
fully
think she was
convinced.
truthful about not... So she remembered her childhood, or did she not?
I don't know about that part, but she knew that she was a lost princess. You know what I mean? Like, she knew that, obviously, and that her and Kai were in cahoots with that.
And that she had to get there to get her powers so she could...
That's why
And
she
that
was
was her
training
whole-
in the army or whatever
Right.
it was to be able to go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then she wanted to talk about, like, she was going to let the Alaha people into Melee, which is how I said that, I guess. That's how you say it. Into her kingdom. But her mom is still on the throne.
Right. That didn't make sense.
And then the
to me.
sketchy Tamlin guard.
So is this a duology?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Has she said?
I know there's another book coming out soon.
There
she said
is.
It was finished.
Oh, it is?
And
And
it's finished. She literally just posted on. I'm stalking her Instagram.
What's it called?
Stories. Light Wielder.
Oh. It might be a duology then.
I feel like I read somewhere that it was, but I don't know. Like, for sure.
Because
I wonder when
I
it comes
definitely
out.
feel like Kai was influencing Jovi because whenever they had a plan, obviously, and whenever he said he was going to marry her, she was very taken aback. Like, no, that wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But then she immediately flipped the switch and was like, I'm in love with you, whatever you want me to do. Like, obviously, that was him influencing her.
Yeah. And I'm also wondering, how would she know to have this plan if she didn't remember her childhood?
Right.
Like, she had to have known.
And
Okay,
then one
some
part
of
I
it.
highlighted was she said, I wonder if Kai thinks about me at all or if he's too busy constructing his own plans, moving chess pieces, doing Kai things, conniving. So that makes me think that he's not all that good. It's going to be like Kai from Powerless where he's like secretly bad.
Right.
You mean
And
Kit?
like,
Or Kit, yeah.
Is that
do you think
Powerless?
he probably has his own agenda?
Yeah.
Because she was obviously using Kai and not being forthcoming about all of her information. So, and
Right.
Kai has to know that she's been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that is like really questionable is what the king has been doing.
Yeah.
Talking about him leaving for months
Yeah.
at a time or every couple months for a couple weeks at a time.
So what is he doing?
Right. Where is he going? No one knows.
Huh, that's true.
So that was another thing that I was like, okay, this was left unanswered. The whole mom situation.
Well, in another mom situation, how did Kai not recognize his mother on the Isle of
Acker?
Laha? Or, yeah, Acker.
That was the part
Grenadine.
that part
Right?
blew my mind. Yes, the woman that was her neighbor.
Her neighbor. The whole time.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. But if they were exiled, because it mentions this, it mentions when the people were exiled into Alaha, and does it? God, I remember this, and I can't. What did he say happened to his mother?
I think she died or something, like he killed her or something.
Yeah.
I want to say that somehow he thinks she died. But
And
obviously
what if she
didn't.
secretly got off of and went with the Alaha? Maybe. What if she was in love with someone else?
Maybe.
Or maybe she just wanted to leave because the king was evil.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he's hanging people outside of the stone walls for being, like, for not reporting their power. I think this is going to have a lot to do with, like, the corruption within the kingdom, too.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm hoping that she looks like the bad guy right now, but she's going to end up being the person that saves the kingdom and, like,
Yeah.
liberating those people, because you have the other people in the dark forest and how she just, I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I also have this thing. I loved Messer.
Oh my
I
gosh.
did too. He was Riddick of the book of this book.
Adored
Yes.
Messer, but I
did
have
too.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Like
what I mean? Okay, one, did him and Jovi have a thing?
So Bo read his aura and said at one point he might have thought about it, but it was never a thing.
Yeah, I think they were more like best
I
friend
don't
sibling
know.
type.
Because, okay, one, why was he the bird always at her house?
Yeah, that was weird.
You know what I mean?
Do you think it was to escape his family because his dad?
It might have been, but also that probably would have developed into something more. Like, I just feel like that. And then he's the one who saved them the whole time throughout the thing, which was another thing that blew my mind. I was like, I was wondering how they kept getting saved, but then I found out that it was Messer, and I was like, that is genius. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
The
that
bird
whole
thing?
that was genius.
I absolutely loved him.
When she was like Messer, I said, I was genuinely speechless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was speechless too, but like,
I liked
that
that.
was part.
So is he good?
Oh, I love
I think
Messer.
he's
I think
good.
he's great.
But if Bryn is bad,
But I also
then
think
what does that make Messer? Because Messer knows the truth.
But I think it's the perspective that we're given right now.
Yeah.
I don't
And-
think Bryn's bad.
No, I don't
necessarily.
either.
I think she's doing what she has to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll be bad. I think that Acker will join sides with Bryn in the next book. Like, I truly do.
Agreed.
But
But then what's gonna happen with Kai?
I think that her and Kai are not it. I think he's the bad guy.
I think
I
we're
think
gonna
he's gonna
see
be the
more
bad
of
guy.
Aurora too.
Yeah.
She carried
I
too
for
much
sure think
of
Kai's
like
the
a.
bad guy.
You think?
I 100% feel Kai's the bad guy. But also the way she plot twisted us in this book, there's absolutely no telling.
I don't know. I don't trust Acker at all.
And see, I adore
all.
Acker.
I loved Acker, and
like him.
she made me angry when she betrayed him. I was mad at Jovi because of that.
I saw through him the whole time.
See,
There
I
were
didn't think there
things-
was anything to see through.
There were things that he did, and I highlighted a couple things. Okay, well, when she kept referencing to knowing nothing lasts forever, in my head, I was like, what is going to happen? And I even had texted her. I said, I don't trust anyone in this book, but my problem was I didn't trust the men. It was her I should not have trusted. I highlighted the part where it said Acker's control something, and he storms toward me, eyes hard and furious. He grabs me by the neck, and I rise up. Like, he literally choked her. And there were parts of the book that I was like, why?
I don't like
But was he
him.
being influenced by someone else to do that?
Maybe.
See, I honestly think that Kai is going to be the bad guy and Acker's the good guy. But also, another thing with Messer is Messer actually, is it Royson or is that what it is?
I said
Whatever she
Royson,
is. Yeah.
I think.
Is
Yeah.
Messer actually Royson? Because the Alaha gift is influence and Messer's gift is shape-shifting, just like the healer's son from Royson.
Yeah. What if he is?
So
What if
he
he's
has a
working,
gift
like-
from
Yeah.
Royson. And so maybe that's why him and Jovi are paired up, which also feeds into the I wonder if they have a thing.
Well,
So what if Messer's the real MMC?
I don't know. That'd
That
be
would
great,
I
honestly.
would love that.
yeah, but what happens with their match?
You don't have to accept the match bond. He's already betrothed to someone else, which was the one
But if
thing
he
that
blood
irritated
oathed
me.
it, does that mean he dies if he doesn't accept it?
Well,
'Cause
did
a lot
he
of the time
blood
if
oath
you-
that, or did he blood oath that he'd never be able to hurt her?
He blood oathed that he would not cause harm to her.
Yeah.
And that he loved her.
Yeah, because that's why he couldn't kill her. When
So he doesn't
she,
have to
Yes.
end up with her.
right?
No. But who was it that said that the people who denied their match and like didn't end up together destroyed everything else?
Yeah.
That's wild.
So is it possible one of them dies by the hand of the other?
I kind of
I mean,
secretly
he can't harm her,
hope-
but she
Right.
can harm him, right?
Yeah.
I kind of
does
secretly
she kill
hope
him?
that Bo
could.
and Messer end up together. Like, wouldn't that be great?
That would be
Okay.
cute. I could see it.
But the part where, oh wait, am I getting my books mixed up? No. Who is Acker's friend? He's in love with Bo.
Oh,
He's in love with Bo.
that
Because she said, does she know? And he said, know what? And Jovi said that you're in love with her. And he said, well, she thinks that
yeah.
everyone's in love with her. So she probably does. What's the friend's name?
I don't remember the friend's
can't
name, but I know he
remember.
takes care of her at
Yes,
night. Yeah,
he
I
does.
remember that.
Crap. What
I do
is
remember
his
that.
name? I'm so bad at names. It's awful.
Do you think we'll get a love triangle in the next book, though?
Between
Hope not. Kai and
Kai
Acker.
and
Kai and Acker.
I'm gonna have to look up this kid's name.
Maybe it'll be reverse harem, and they'll both be her
Listen,
man.
I've never
Actually,
read a
there's
reverse harem.
literally no way
That
with them
scares
being
me.
so on opposite sides.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I've literally never read.
I've read
reverse harem
the
book,
first
so.
3 Zodiacs, and the first
how-
spinoff is also, and
Is it?
yeah, it's okay. There's one girl in 4 MMCs, and I don't know who she ends up with. Zodiac Academy is 2 FMCs, 4 MMCs,
Oh Lord.
5 MMCs.
That just is confusing.
I do.
But it's interesting because you're like, who is it going to be? You know?
I'm trying to find his name because it's really gonna bother me, but I don't know.
How to look it up.
Like,
So would y'all say
yeah.
this is fantasy? Because it was kind of like,
I didn't think it was heavy. Like
No,
whenever I was looking for stuff, someone was like high fantasy. I was like, this is absolutely.
No.
it's not high fantasy. I don't know what I would call it though.
I would rank it along the same lines as powerless fantasy. Like,
Or
Yeah.
Trial of the Sun Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it's
I mean, I
It's-
think Trial of Sun Queen's more fantasy than this.
But even that only had like, I mean, they were fae, but
There's
there was
just
nothing in it that was really
magical-
super
Hollis.
magical.
powers.
Hallis.
Yes.
Hollis.
Hollis,
Okay.
whatever.
I don't remember him.
He's the
Yeah.
one with Bo.
He was the one who always took care of Bo.
I loved them.
I did love him. Okay, so yeah, they have to end up together.
I would hope
They
so.
do. So where does that leave Messer? Are we getting a love?
Him and Aurora were
Square.
supposed to be matched.
I still don't know how I feel about her. We'll see.
She was pinned early on as like the enemy because she supported a rebellion. She was pinned really early on, which I thought was suspicious. Meanwhile, Jovi's leading an entire rebellion.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
But who's gonna suspect the poor little lost
Right.
princess? Sure wasn't
Exactly.
me because boy was I surprised.
I'm telling y'all, I got to 56 and I read it and
Is
I
that
said
the last chapter?
yeah.
the second to
The
last.
second to last. Yeah.
And she gives us 0 epilogue. Why'd you do
No,
that?
it just,
I
like,
hated
ends.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that.
But,
I think that's why I was frustrated. I like finished it and I was like,
Crap. Yeah.
that's
it's
it?
like the end of Onyx Storm. Like it ended
Yes.
abruptly.
Like, are
I
you
would
kidding?
have, I would have at least preferred some like very cryptic epilogue where it's like,
Dot,
what
dot,
is
dot.
happening? Yeah,
But this was just, it just like it
ended.
But like
hate books
honestly,
like
I
that. I
did
do
not
too.
see the plot twist coming at all. I guess I'm just dumb but after I read the first sentence, I went back and read it again. I went back and read it a third time, and I was like, "Is this really happening?"
There's
right
no,
now?
I know. I said the same thing. I was like, there's no way.
There's no way she knew this whole time.
Whole time.
There's no way she's been playing us this whole time.
I think I was more mad because I felt tricked. I felt like
I do
I
think
don't
it's
know.
interesting too that everyone knows there's a big plot twist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone looks for it because they know it's there,
Yeah.
and
But honestly,
you still can't figure it out.
No.
That's genius.
It is. I
It's
mean,
so good.
kudos to her writing because that's
Like
impressive.
Rachel
Like super impressive.
Schneider killed everybody with that one
did.
because like that was genius.
It's been a
honestly.
minute since I jaw dropped.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
So kudos to her for being able to pull that on everybody, and us still talking about a plot twist, knowing there's a plot twist,
still
still
not
not
getting
getting the plot twist.
I feel like too, the more you read, the more you can pick out. Like you're like,
Oh,
okay, I know there's
yeah.
plot twists. Like I know it could be along these lines, and you kind of can figure out most
I mean,
of it.
even still, I did not figure any of it out.
Yeah,
And then once I figured it out,
you're like, oh,
once I read who Messer was and figured all that out, like it all played back in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm
Duh.
an idiot. Like I should have seen that. Obviously he saved them on the boat. Obviously he turned into that like freaking killing bird and murdered everybody. Like
They could
duh.
eat whole
That
people.
just
And the
didn't
fact that
randomly
he,
show
like,
up.
was good with her, like as a bird was good with her, and it's like
Yeah.
why is he not doing anything to her? But then would kill
Right.
all the other people around. You're like, wait
So
a
did
second.
she know that was Messer?
I fully
I think
believe
so.
she knew that was Messer.
Are you
because-
sure?
Yeah, because as soon as he landed on the boat, she was like, man, I miss Messer so much.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I missed that too.
Okay, so wait. Now I get
And
what you're
she
saying. Like,
obviously-
why was he always at her house?
And she obviously knew that he was a bird because he was at her house all the time.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There might be something going on there.
That's weird. Or is it her and Messer planning the whole thing.
Right. It could be.
And them two against Kai. Like, there were things that
Right.
she wouldn't tell Kai,
Yeah.
Ooh.
that's a
but
good
she
one.
was willing to
'Cause
do it
isn't
with, like,
Messer
tell
like
him.
his best friend?
Yes.
Ooh, he could be playing the part of like best friend. To
I
get
think,
closer and get intel.
I think that it's more that one. Because
That's interesting.
I
So
think
they're
that-
both playing Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good thought.
Because he has been her right hand this whole time.
Messer.
And he's been looking
Yeah.
to her like, okay, should I go and take that
Mm-hmm.
whenever he was taking the
Yeah.
remains?
Yeah.
It was almost like he was looking to her for approval.
I'm literally feral for the next book though. Like I
can't wait.
When does it come out?
I don't know. I know the audiobook comes out on like the 17th or something of June
Oh.
Metal Slinger.
of Metal
That'd be
Slinger.
good.
And that's a good one. Like I think the person who narrates it is really good. Let me see when like I think it's on her Instagram page.
I can't wait.
when
It might be on
comes out.
Goodreads too.
It might be on Goodreads. Let me
can
look
look on
that up.
What did y'all like the world that it was set in though?
I did.
Yeah, it was different. I think that's why I like the setting because I've never seen that before.
Yes. And I was telling Katarina before, I had to imagine it as like a giant treehouse.
There's not
On
a
the
date
water.
on Goodreads.
Like it was they were exiled to the water.
Yeah.
And she couldn't awaken because she wasn't on land. So it had to have been raised. Like it was kind of like a
Yeah.
giant treehouse with all these connecting and
Like a village up.
yeah, like a village on the water. I think
On-
of like
yeah.
the
Like a fishing
Robinson-
village or something.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That thing at
I could
Disney
totally
World
see
that's
that.
like the Robinson
Yeah.
treehouse,
Yeah, it
but
could
on
be.
water. That's what
Yeah,
I
could
think
see
about.
that.
That's how I imagine it.
Oh, that's interesting.
But like also where'd they have to keep the animals? I don't know. That's the part. And I'm such a visual person. When I read, I have to be able to visualize it or I don't understand
and I felt
it.
confused by the setting a
I
little
did
bit.
too.
Now I
agree.
yeah, I will say that's the only thing I'm confused about because I picture like a big gigantic island.
I pictured a big boat at first, and then she said, "I think it's an island,
Okay, I thought it was a boat first too.
like a boat that you would live
Yes.
on, like a
Yes.
massive, not like a cruise ship, but kind of
But
like
yes,
a cruise ship."
That's what I thought too.
I pictured like a war boat, but with homes. And,
I did too.
You know,
Okay, so I looked
I don't
and
know.
I can't figure out when
can't
it's.
figure it out.
But
Okay.
I know she just got picked up by a publisher, so
was this an indie?
it was an indie author book,
Oh,
I did not
Girl.
realize that.
self-published. Yeah,
self-published. Wow,
and
kudos
so
to you.
it got picked up, and that's why the audiobook got pushed
You
back,
know what?
and that's why the second
Interesting.
book got pushed back. But I'm so like, this deserves to be
Put it
picked
out there,
up.
girl. Put
Which
it out
means
there.
I bet she would come on the podcast because I know she's mentioned being, considering it.
Rachel.
So
yeah.
if she's an
Pretty
indie author,
please.
she probably would.
Well, I don't think she's an indie author anymore.
She was.
Not
She
after this
was.
book. No.
No,
Interesting. Okay.
listen.
It was really good.
Oh, maybe I didn't dislike it. I mean, I 4-starred it. I just thought the middle was kind of slow.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that. I thought the middle, like I felt like they were on the boat too long. You know what I mean?
Now
But I
I
think
kind of
that's
want to
the-
go back and reread what was talked about on the boat. Like,
But
is
that's
there
the only
something-
thing
Yeah.
that I would say about it, though. Is the only part I didn't really
Yeah.
enjoy was they were on the boat too long. Everything else I enjoyed.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I absolutely loved this book.
I am curious to see how the second book turns out because I feel like there's a lot of questions.
Right.
I do have a lot. I want to know because I do think that at some point her and Akka are going to end up together. But what is the match and their connection with the match going to play into the second book? Like
Yeah.
if they're separated for any time, like that connection was
because-
established for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like their
But she
ability.
can just show up. with
Right.
him, though. So
Right.
and I think he can do it to her now too.
He can
So,
since
like,
she accepted it.
even if they are separated.
Yeah, she did that for a reason. So I'm curious to see how it plays into the second book too.
yeah,
That is true. She did do that for a reason.
interesting.
And now that the ending has me going back and thinking about everything that happened, and I feel like I need to reread it now because I don't know.
I might listen to it.
Yeah.
I bet it would be good. Did you find out who? Oh no, you couldn't figure out who was going to be the one reading it.
I know who's going to be the one reading
Oh.
it. I don't remember her name. I saw her. She does TikTok lives of her reading.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, I saw the funniest TikTok live of a girl reading a book the other day, and she was like, "I don't know what this means," and it was some like raunchy acronym for something, and she was like, "Is that what that means?" I was cracking up. So I was like, you know what, same.
you want to do 1-star reviews?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I saw a lot of 1-star reviews talking about how it needed to be edited, and it makes sense that it was self-published. But like, I'm not here to criticize what anybody.
No.
Like, I don't care if I like the story. I'm not paying attention to all the nitty gritty.
Exactly.
Okay, this one's funny. It's kind of long, but If you've heard that the twist at the end of the book makes the rest of the book worth it, you've been lied to.
Oh, I screenshot
No
it.
way.
Yeah.
The narrative is disjointed and never found a rhythm. The dialogue's unclear and difficult to follow. There's no flow in the conversations, jumping from one topic to the next just in one sentence. The time flow of the plot is a mess. There were seemingly random time jumps that came out of nowhere with no explanation. There's zero foreshadowing for some things. They're just dropped into the story haphazardly to the point where I have to go back and reread the page to make sure I didn't miss anything. The dangling modifiers made this book unreadable. Now, I'm sure that some people find this plot twist edgy and subversive, but it is poorly handled. It's just a gimmick. Terrible storytelling.
What?
I'm sorry, but that is false.
False.
This
Try
one
again.
says DNF at 25%. I don't even have any strong opinions. This was just dumb.
Also, I don't even know what a modifier is. Is that a language thing?
I think so.
Okay,
know.
why are y'all bothered by that? Just read the book. Just read the book.
This girl said everything I read was a lie? Question mark.
Yeah,
Which is
everything,
basically what you just said.
everything you read was a lie. Yes.
Yes.
But in the best way.
This
Yes.
person did not think in the best way.
Well, they're wrong.
A twist ending is not smart when it makes no sense looking back through the book. That was the point. The point was
I thought
to
it made
get
sense
you.
the minute I read it, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!"
Like
Duh.
that she had this whole plan going out on the boat. Like that makes complete sense.
But see, I just think it's amazing when authors can write like that,
Yeah.
and then at the end plot bomb, and it still make all that.
I
Right.
almost think you have to like plan it backwards.
Oh,
Right.
you have to. Yeah. Like if
Like,
this
this
is how I
is-
know it's gonna
Then
end.
how do I get there?
Yes.
Just like, okay, Story of My Life by Lucy Score. I think it boggles my mind that you can write a book about someone else writing a book. Like, to me,
hurts
Oh,
my head.
that just
interesting.
is like,
So that's what it's about.
Mhm.
Oh.
And so to me,
mean, that
that
makes
is
sense, I guess,
just
with the title.
wild. And that I think it takes some
Interesting.
skill to be able to
So
do
is the book
that.
like a journal?
No. It's about the story of her life. Story of My Life by Lucy Score. It's the story of my life.
But is the book a book?
Yes, it's a book.
Interesting.
and it has
And she is an author writing the story.
So you're
of
reading her
life.
book?
Yes, and it is great.
Oh, that's so
why I liked it.
interesting.
But
Wait,
see,
what?
it boggles my mind
Yeah.
that people can do
you're
that.
reading
I
whose
bet-
book?
It's
the
Lucy
au-
Score's book. It's The Story of My Life by Lucy Score.
You're reading the character's book.
Yeah.
then.
The
That's
character is
interesting.
an author.
So she has to essentially act like she's the person writing the book.
Basically. Like, I think that's
Oh.
genius. And I think what Rachel did in this book was, like, genius.
So how much of Story of My Life is the book?
I mean, honestly, so basically she dates this dude.
Yeah.
Well, she's a romance writer.
Yeah.
Who got divorced because her ex-husband was a douche canoe. And basically belittled her job
Yeah.
and all this
Oh.
stuff. She randomly one night buys a house sight unseen
Interesting.
and moves to this town. And the contractor
Love
who built
that.
it ends up being this like broody
Love it.
cinnamon roll. Love him
Oh,
so much.
interesting.
Campbell,
Sign me up.
I've never liked any of her MMCs.
And you liked him.
I liked him.
Oh.
His name is Campbell?
His name is Campbell.
I don't like that.
Her name.
That's like a girl name for me. I don't know.
That's not. I think it's a boy name, but I
Really?
forgot her name. So that's.
I'm
but anyways,
so bad.
And
at
then it's her
names.
writing the story of her life.
she has to write a romance story. So basically,
So they fall in love at the beginning?
They fake date. She's like, okay, so she moves to this town because of a picture she saw of him,
Oh.
or like this.
And then she hires him because she knows.
No. Well,
Get her
yes.
shirt
Okay,
off.
this news article she saw
Oh.
of him, she bought the lady in the news article's house
Interesting.
Oh.
because she had passed away.
Yeah.
And so he just so happened to be the one there.
Yeah.
And the only contractor in town, and they gave her a quote. It's kind of Gilmore Girls coded a little bit.
Oh. I love that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But anyway, him and his brothers are the contractor on the house. There's going to be 3 books, one for each brother. But
Oh.
he ends up being the contractor for her house, and she's like, okay, I need you to take me on dates so I
Yeah.
can write my MMC around you.
Okay, that's cute.
And so,
Oh, I like that.
I do too.
yeah. And so she
Okay.
writes about the stuff that they do.
Okay. I might add that to
Oh.
my summer TBR.
It's
okay.
fun.
Did I think I put it on mine because
I definitely did.
Oh
not,
no,
but
I didn't. But
I have
the
it.
moment I saw
sounds
that it was
cute.
coming out, I said, "Sign me up."
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's I think it's my favorite book I've read of hers.
I don't think I've read a Lucy Score.
I've read like
You said
3.
you've read her Christmas one.
Yes, I did. Okay. the Christmas fix or
We're
something.
getting
Yeah.
sidetracked now.
Okay.
Anyway,
Metal Slinger.
Well, if you want to read or hear about our summer TBR books,
Yeah.
Yeah. Check
out
out the
next
next
week.
check out next week.
I have a lot.
I do too.
I have a
I
lot
went a little
and
overboard.
not a lot of time.
Same.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
It's
fine.
wishful thinking.
But
Anyways, Rachel, please come on our podcast. We love you.
Bye.
if you've liked this episode, 5-star episode.
Definitely.
Yeah,
be
please leave
great.
us a review
Yeah.
on whatever app you're
Podcast.
listening to our podcast on because it helps us a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.